Okay, day 2. And it's looking very promising. The whole wheat sourdough starter actually looks really good. I stopped the time lapse during nighttime because I just didn't want to stay up all night or try to change the card in the middle of the night. So I actually took the jar and I put it back beside my stove so it has a little bit of warmth and just a little bit of a shade for the yeast to actually get more active and happy in. And this is from day 1. 24 hours, almost 24 hours. It's almost 11 a.m. Sorry, I'm a little tired. I haven't eaten yet. But I would need to actually feed this starter for it to proceed into day 2. And for day 2 and from here on for up until day 7, I believe, you have to feed it every 8 to 12 hours because it's going to become very hungry, very active. And you see from here, very bubbly, and as I said earlier, it's gonna get soupier. So what we're gonna do is actually start the feeding process. I just have to go run and get something. Hold on. Okay. Just wanted to get a bowl and a scraper, and I will let you know what this is for. So let's start. Okay, we have our starter. I've taken the cap off. We have our flour, and it's just I didn't actually measure it. I'm planning on taking out maybe 2 or 3 scoops of the starter, put it in a bowl, and then put the same amount back. So whatever the scoopage I'm taking out is the same scoopage I'm putting back. For me, I'm finding that's the best way for me to work. I know there's more science and math involved, but so far this has been working really well for me. So what I take out is what I put back to keep it at the same amount that I started it at, which was originally around 100 grams of flour. I brought my distilled water, which we keep in a bottle ready at hand. And I did not measure out the water. I will just add as I need to come up to a similar consistency to day 1, which is gloopy and lumpy, as I called it. Around there, and then we should see it rise and fall. Okay, so let me just make sure the setup is good. So we're taking out one, 2. I'm making a mess, first of all. I'm doing 3 scoops out. Let me just get some paper. Go. So since we're doing, or I did, 3 scoops out, I keep saying we, I'm gonna put back in 3 scoops. So. Three scoops meaning 3 tablespoons worth. 1, 2, 3. Done. And then I am just going to use the same spoon that I pulled the original starter out with. I don't mind that it still has the original starter on there. It's just going back home basically. First, going to give it a stir. Okay. Stir it away. Okay, now it's already a little bit gloopy and lumpy, but I'm actually going to add a bit more water. Just a touch more. I'm making sure not to add a lot of water, because again, we want to go back to the same or similar consistency as day 1 when we first started. Okay. Yep. So we are. Yep. Okay, that's done. We are going to take this and scrape down the sides. Basically, you want to clean it up. So you have a visual clearance of what the starter is looking like, how it's rising and falling. By knowing the behavior of the starter, of how it's rising and falling, it enables you to read when it's actually time to feed it. Because not everything in life, actually most things in life, are not defined by specific timing. I have learned that a lot by taking care of plants as well. So I'm just gonna scrape down the sides, the spoon, scrape the scraper. Here you go. Not bad. I like a clean bar. Let's just wipe all this down, all the excess water. And if you notice, I actually did not move the rubber band at all when I was doing this. There are times where you may have to readjust your band, but not a bad job. It's actually almost to the original spot. It's off by maybe a little bit, but I'm not gonna bother moving the height of the rubber band because it's in the approximate location. As you will see on the second camera that I'm filming this on. It's looking pretty good. It could be cleaner on the scrapes. I'm actually just gonna use, maybe I'm not supposed to. Don't tell anybody. No, I'm not going to. I don't want to contaminate the yeast. Okay, so that was day 2. I'm gonna put it back on time lapse, and right now it's almost 11, so I'm gonna check later on in the afternoon, see how it's doing. And the way to tell if it needs to be, or if it's ready to be fed, is that it will rise, and then at some point it'll fall a bit. And when it falls, you're gonna see drag marks on the jar. When you see that, that means it's ready for its next feeding. And that's more of an indication for me, rather than going, it's 8 hours or it's 12 hours, I have to feed it now. I look for that rise and then a little bit of a fall and has a bit of a drag. So on to day 2, and hopefully within a week it becomes a starter, becomes yeast, becomes yeast, then we can make sourdough bread. Super excited. I love sourdough bread. Okay, till next time. I don't know why I'm finding this really funny. I actually wasn't expecting this on just day 2 after the very first feeding of the sourdough starter, my Tomagotchi. Sorry. I haven't refed it yet, so I'm curious to see if I should let it go or if I should stop it now and then feed. I don't know. I have to show it to you guys. I mean, what the hell? Look at the size of this thing. It's right up to here right now. It's nuts. It's bananas. Okay, we'll let it keep going and see what happens. And this is where it's important you make sure your lid is loose. Yeah. Yeah. By the time you've seen this video, it's already been a few weeks, but the yeast is doing very well. Tomagotchi is doing very well. It's healthy, it's strong, and it's doing all the things it should. Did try a float test, and it failed. failed pretty badly, which means that it wasn't ready to actually be used to make bread yet. Now, just to clarify, at this time, I've only been putting in whole wheat flour to develop the yeast. And once the float test had failed, and we're talking day 8, I actually started adding in organic, unbleached wheat flour, which is white flour, and 2 days or about a day and a half later, after a couple of feeds basically, tried the float test again, and I'm happy to report successful. Very happy to report that. Fix my hair. So happy that I actually upgraded Tomagotchi's house. Here's Tomagotchi. Tomagotchi has moved in to a mansion, or I guess this would be considered just a bigger jar. It is a 1 liter jar, and not because I'm adding more flour to it, it's more so that it has room to rise and fall and all those things, because it's been tripling in size, which is great. And now I have it in the fridge, and I'm only planning on feeding it once or twice a week. That's it, depending on how much activity is happening in there. Also, I did actually end up making bread on my own, and I'd say, if you look at the photos, I'd say it actually looks pretty good. There were some learnings. I will obviously be doing this again. I just need a bigger Dutch oven. My Dutch oven is too small, so it kind of got squished in there, which required a longer cooking time, it seemed, because there wasn't enough, whatever. I'm sure there's big science behind it. But I will be doing it again, and I think we will need to do a cinematic video. We've already had a few requests from people saying they miss the cinematic feel from our video, but you know, not everything can be cinematic, or else everything would be just running in slow motion all the time. 120p. That was not 120p, that's just on 24p. Anyways, I think the next video will be the last of the series of the sourdough starter, ending with a beautiful shot of the bread being made. And once that's done, I'll let you know where I got all the info to make the bread. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you do like this video and the previous video as well. It really helps support us and, you know, play the algorithm game on YouTube. The more support that we get, the more videos we can make, because not only are we doing it for you guys, we are actually also enjoying doing this ourselves, and it encourages us, it motivates us, it lets us know you guys are actually enjoying and liking what we're making. Not just for me, not just for Rob, not just for our dog Tristan, but for Tomagotchi as well. You know, who knows? May make another appearance at some point. Only way to find out is if you click on the subscribe button, click on the like, and hit the notification bell so that you know when we post the next video. We'll be seeing you again next time. Bye for now. Okay. I don't know how people do this. If you hit the subscribe button, only way to find out, if you hit the subscribe button, click on the like. Only way to find it is to, only way to find it is if you, bleh, I feel like that guy. Let's get this thing started.